I would also like to draw your immediate attention, to the persistent violation which are serious threat to the international peace and security. In 2019, the Kenyan Air Force shelled Afmado, Jaldaisi, and Alwaq in the Somalia, resulting in multiple civilian casualties and the destruction of a property and infrastructure. On January 15th, March 2nd, March 27th, and August 22nd of 2019, respectively. On March 2nd of 2019 specifically, the Kenyan Air Force used, without consideration to the human life, the brutal cluster munitions which are prohibited under the Convention of Cluster Munitions as the international customary law. This was confirmed in the panel of experts report on Somalia, reference S/2019/858. More recently, on June 3rd of 2021, Kenyan warplanes conducted airstrikes again in Al Ade and Hisa Ugur in Somalia after midnight on the January 3rd. The Al Ade targets attack a sleeping family where the mother, Zahra Sharif, was killed instantly. Her 5 children were injured and airlifted to Mogadishu for treatment. The injured children are Abdurrahman, 8 months old, and this is his photo, and Salma, 2 years old. This is the picture of Salma, and Abdullahi, 9 years old, and Abdurrahman, and 8 years old, and Abdul Fattah, 11 years old. Mr. President, the nature of the widespread and systematic attacks of more than 20 air raids on civilian populations and infrastructure by Kenyan forces rises to the distinction of war crimes under international law. This violations by Kenyan force warrant an immediate investigation by the International Criminal Court, ICC. Equally important, the Office of a Special Representative of the Secretary General for the Children and Armed Conflict should urgently investigate these violations against our children. It's collective task of all UN member states to defend international law. In so doing, these violations require a strong stance by this August Council to maintain international peace and security and hold perpetrators accountable for violations of international law and international humanitarian laws. Somalia cannot tolerate such attack that perpetuates a vicious demographic engineering in our border area, since it's done by very forces entrusted to maintain peace and security in Somalia. It puts into a question the role of Kenya as a peacekeeper and can be counterproductive by undermining AMISOM's mandate and the presence in Somalia, as well as the fight against terrorist groups. To conclude, Mr. President, the federal government of Somalia affirms its keenness to good neighborly relation with all its neighbors and its commitment to international law and covenants. We reiterate our call to the Kenyan leadership to uphold the standards expected of Kenya